Holy cow. Where did the time go? Good morning, Nietzsche. How are you? Welcome in. Hi, everyone. Hello, IJ Kim, Thrifty Finds. How are you this morning? Welcome in. As always, feel free to share your shows and ask your questions. Blooming Dames, good morning. I'm going to be packing some orders because I need to. We're gonna whoops, there we go. We're gonna be packing some orders while I chat with you because that makes life easier. Is if I do two things at once. Let's see. If you have a chance to do if sorry, let me try that again. If you have fireworks in your town on Canada Day, or if you're in the US, you have fireworks in your town on July the 4th, go live from your fireworks and show them off on Whatnot. Put some stuff in your buy it now and show off your fireworks. Go live. I have thumbnails you can use down below. Good morning, baseball card store. How are you? And hello, Riles. How are you? Um, so if you have fireworks, even if they're just small fireworks, it doesn't matter. You could just be some sparklers. Go live with some sparklers and sing the national anthem, and just have a little bit of fun. And then when you're done, raid into another seller in another part of the country who also is doing fireworks. So all you have to do is just get someone to type in fireworks for you and find another show that you can go into, and then we can move straight across the country. Canada Day is July 1st, so would go coast to coast to coast in Canada on July 1st, and then on July 4th in the US, y'all can do the same. Starting on the East Coast and working your way west, maybe even getting as far as Hawaii. That would be really fun if we could get to Hawaii. Good morning, Romeo. Do you want to say good morning before mommy gets to work? Okay. Big stretch. That was well done. Okay, you're going to say hi? Woo! Yes, he's going to say hi. All right. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, say hi to the people. No, just say hi to me. He's drugged again, like he was on Friday. But yeah, I know, I love you too. But it doesn't seem to be having the same effect that it did last time. Last time you were really drugged up, but it seems like your border collie system has already figured it out. Okay. Thank you so much for the hugs. Can you get down? Oh, go outside and make sure the chipmunks don't eat the seed. Go get the chipmunk. Go outside. You can just go straight outside. Here, take this. Here. Okay. Good morning. Yeah, Marino. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to be packing. It's a work along show. So feel free to ask your questions and share your shows. And if you're looking for something, if you're a buyer and you're looking for something in particular, shout it out so that we know what it is that you would like, because there are tons of sellers in here who will be able to help you. Good morning, Jude's Closet. How are you? Good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, just go outside. Go outside and lie down on your couch or just settle. There's no, okay, come here. All right. We're feeling a little woozy today because we're going to go to the VET today, which you don't know what that means yet. Thankfully, you can't spell that word yet. Okay, mommy's got to work, so please get down. Thank you. All right, so, oh dear, he just knocked over a table. Hello. So I need to, I'm going to go to, on my laptop, I'm going to go to seller.whatnot.com, my laptop, and I am going to, I'm going to refresh. Oh, I see. One or more, oh, this is really neat. So now for country of origin for Canadians, for country of origin, it will actually say one or more shipments, one or more shipments need review, resolve issues in order to complete fulfillment. So it actually will say that at the very top of the screen until you put in country of origin, which I think is really interesting. So that's awesome. That is awesome. So what I actually want to do is I'm going to go from shipments, I'm going to go to orders because I want to see the order of everything that's sold so that I can pick everything. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going in backwards order, thrifting with ADHD. So this one is number 35. Good morning, Timberwolf. How are you? Good morning, Paid Tribute. How are you doing? Good morning, Flash Finds. How are you doing? How are things in your world? Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? So feel free to ask your questions and share your shows. Um, and I'm gonna gloomy but good. Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of gloomy, let me do that update. I tried to do that update early on. Okay. Hello, Ethan from Interlane Containers. You're kind of late in the game. Pin. Okay. Canada Post. Good morning. Hey, buddy. Good morning. And good morning, East Ender Resales. How are you? So, Canada Post update is that they still haven't announced when the vote is going to happen. So we're on my doomsday clock for strike. We are 4 minutes to midnight. The government has announced that they will be forcing a vote or ordering a vote. They don't call it forcing, but they're forcing the union members to vote on the contract that was the final and best contract that Canada Post offered to the union at the end of May. This is not a contract that the union is happy with, but it is the final and best contract. It is 700 pages, and they are the Canada Post Corporation wants it to go to a vote. They don't want to go to binding arbitration. So the government is siding with Canada Post and saying that it must go to, yeah, they haven't finished reading it yet. 700 pages, crazy. So the union has given its 10 reasons why you shouldn't vote. Yes. But the vote date has not yet been announced. So we wait in great anticipation. Great anticipation. This is Thrifting with ADHD. I'm making piles right now. Thrifting with ADHD. Thrifting with ADHD. Donna. And Donna. Sorry. 3 more Donnas. 1, 2, 3 Donnas. So, are we going to have a strike? I honestly don't know whether we're going to have a strike or not. It's hopefully we are not. But at this point, Aunt Banana's Bunches of Bargains is right here. So at this point, it is quite possible that we will be seeing a strike. But it all just depends. The union members, so there are some there's some signing bonuses and some back pay that the union members will get. And that may be tempting enough for them to take the offer and just, they may feel like this is the best it's going to get. And this is better than having to go on strike. So we're going to say yes. That is what Canada Post is hoping. So whether that will actually be the case, I don't know. I hope I honestly hope so, just because I really don't want to see a strike. Is that horrible? Is that horrible of me? That's very selfish of me. It is selfish of me, I admit, but I really don't want to see a strike. So that's the update. Such as it is, that is the update on the possible strike. Where did I put there they are. I need my little stickers. Hey, Peacock, how are you? You just got here. No strike yet. No strike yet. They still haven't announced when they're going to go to a vote. So we wait in anticipation for that. No, where's this made? Country of origin is Bangladesh. Okay. Now I gotta open another window and do seller.whatnot.com. Open another window and I gotta put in wherever this is made, whatever that means. I know, cool beans. Hopefully all will be fine and we won't be in a strike position. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, 5 Acre Primitives. How are you? Yeah, Kim's on time to get out of bed. Or time to get coffee. I didn't even bring my coffee in. I only drank half of my coffee. I've been a little busy this morning. I've started to make, so tonight I'm doing a special. Monday nights is going to be topic night. Tonight's topic is building your confidence and building your business on Whatnot. So it's all going to be it's for new sellers and experienced sellers who are just, they're just not feeling as confident as they want to be on Whatnot, or they want to improve their business on Whatnot. Um, oh no, baseball card store. That's not good. Are you able to use chit chats? Um, or create bundles? I find that if you bundle, they don't seem to mind. Um, it all just, sometimes people will say, oh, I don't like I've had lots of people come into my show and say your shipping's too high, but I have enough I have enough buyers. So I think that sometimes you just have to be like, so sorry that it's just the way it is because we're in Canada. Have a nice day, eh? And then I don't know, because like, what do you do on other platforms? Do you just send it by letter mail and hope for the best? Not tracked. Um, yeah, you don't like forcing people to take stuff they don't need. Yeah, well, I mean, does anyone really need baseball cards? Does anyone really need more jewelry? Does anyone really need most of the stuff that we sell on Whatnot? Really and truly, let's face it, most of the stuff that we sell on Whatnot and most of the top categories where people sell on Whatnot, nobody actually needs that stuff to survive. Peacock Joy, I just found out that my stepson who works, sorry, if you're listening right now, my dear, I just heard from your father that you've been buying Labubus. What the fork? That better be for reselling, because, and you better have gotten a good deal, because what the fork are you thinking? You don't have that kind of money. You're never going to get out of the basement if you don't stop buying Labubus. Start buying RSPs. You're not getting any younger. There. Okay, I've done my mom thing now. You have your own website. You do have your own website, which is baseballcardstore.ca, which is very easy to remember because it's your name. So I'm just reading out your name. I'm not suggesting to anybody that they go to your website at all, because that would be against terms of service. So don't go to the website. But at least gold and silver. Gold, yeah, go buy gold and silver. Start getting into coins. Go ahead and get into coins that have got Labubus on them, as long as they're all made with gold. But no more Labubus. Peacock, I wasn't talking to you. Just too many aren't that quick to figure it out. The world is not full of smart people. Baseballcardstore.ca. Labubu boo boo. Oh my gosh. When I heard that, he's like, yeah, he's got a few. I'm like, he's got a few? He works part time at a coffee place. Anyways, hi, sassy girl keychains. We're talking about people spending money that they don't have to spend. But that's like basically our job is to try and convince you that you really want that thing that you don't actually need in order to survive. And we are very fortunate. We live in a privileged society where we can sell crap that people don't actually need to survive. Could you imagine if like my ancestors saw the kind of stuff I was selling? They'd be like, what utility is that Blue Mountain pottery thing? What good does that do? Can I cook with it? Can I chop wood with it? You need to buy your Labubu a bikini. I should start like designing little Labubu bikinis for you, Peacock. Do you want them to be like with the swimsuit material so that they actually can go swimming if they want to? Because I can do that too. I am falling off this seat because I'm trying to get close to you guys. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to move you closer. Ah! They wouldn't have time. They were busy making food. Yeah, I mean, they were busy like clearing land. My ancestors who came here to Canada, they were busy clearing land. Okay, I have one order that's going to the States, which has 13 different items in it. Each one of those items is going to be a different country of origin. So I have to, I can't show it to you because it might show some of the person's information. So I'm not going to show it to you. For each one, I've got to select which country it is. So as I'm wrapping up the item, because it's kids' clothing, as I'm wrapping up the item for her, I am going in and putting the country of origin for each item, which in this case is Bangladesh for this one. There we go. Selected. Okay. I got one down. Many more to go. Hi, Angie. After you thresh the wheat, you sew the little Labubu outfits. Could you imagine too if it was like you got Labubu things? Okay, I can't see the chat. It won't let me do the chat thing. Oh, hang on. Maybe it's because of that. Nope. Not because of that. Morning, Angie. How are you? Angie's this and that. Had a raid train yesterday. The family fashion raid train. It was fun. Thank you so much for doing that. Good morning, Chantal. Sorry, I saw you snuck in there in between comments while I wasn't looking. So you're good. So tonight I'm going to be talking about building your confidence, building your whatnot business. And one of the things, because I got distracted, one of the things that I've started creating, I haven't finished making them because they take time, is I have created to kind of help you keep calm and carry on this device. There we go. Pictures. I have started creating coloring pages. I got coloring pages. So if you are someone who needs to just kind of decompress and refocus, and especially if you have if you're neurodivergent, coloring pages are really good. They help reduce stress, they increase creativity, and each one of them has a different one of my advice to you. So this one is just keep selling. We've got touch and run, and look, there's like a Labubu creature for you, Peacock. Find your fun. What else have I already got? Oh yeah, and then this one, keep calm and sell, which is, what I say a lot. Another one, this one's really adapt and adjust. It's fashion oriented. And this one I think I'm going to redo. I like it, but I don't like it. Comparison is the thief of joy. I have that one too. No time to color, must plant vegetables and patch the roof. And this one too. Good morning, Thrifty Fox Shop. Start at the best price for your business, not dollar starts. I think that was the first one I did. Oh, and then this one, I'm going to do it. I'm going to redo this one. It's kind of boring. Remember your why. That's the other one. Do you like the picture that I got AI to create for me of whatnot trolls? Does that look like a whatnot troll? It's not the proper whatnot logo. Please note. It's AI's version of the whatnot logo. Good morning, Nostalgia Sue. How are you? Oh gosh, that rhymed. Second Troy, congratulations on unlocking egg, and thanks for being in the room. Sorry you had to go through 3 of my shows in order to do that. Dave from Alberta says, remember your why. That's teaching jargon this year. It is. Oh, gosh. It must be really hard. You guys are almost done. Are you done yet? What is the schedule in Alberta? Because Ontario high school's pretty much done now, but public schools are not. There's still some exams, 10 days or so to go. So you're pretty close to us, to what we have. Okay, that was one thing of that. So let me go back to this window. I'm going to pull it out so I can. All right, that was, so then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Donnas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Donnas. 7 Donnas. Okay. And then one Amp Bananas Bunches of Bargains. Ooh, this one. It is so freaking pretty. Look at this. Hi, Style Patch Kids. I love that name. Grad in there, maybe a strike. Oh no, a strike. So you'd have to go on the picket line during the summer. My ex father-in-law, so my father-ex-law, he was a teacher, and he worked summers in different summer schools, and he also was a night school principal, and he used all of those extra hours to get his 80/20 really fast. I don't know if you have the same 80/20 rule as for pensions as in Canada, as in Ontario. I mean, I can't even speak today. This is made in India. This is so pretty. All right, let me just double check. Bananas, bunches of bargains. Okay, view shipment, video receipt. So sometimes I will just double check that what. Yep, there we go. It is the same thing. So I will go to the video receipt to just double check that what I'm grabbing is exactly what the person ordered. I always like to do that, to just double check. Magic number is 85 here. It's probably changed for Ontario because he's been retired for quite a while. But he spends money like a drunken sailor, so he still needs to work. Which I don't get because he was a vice principal when he left. But anyways, too much information about my exes. All right. They don't live in Texas though. No picket for me. They can keep their $20. You only get $20 a day. Oh my gosh. Bree, what's up, Bree? Welcome in. Okay. So I'm packing and we're chatting. I've added I haven't added the new resources. I just put on my Shauna. Hello, good morning. I just put on my Instagram one of the first coloring book pages. But eventually I will have a whole coloring book. No full strike yet. Not yet, Bree. We're on hold. Please hold. Some striker will be with you shortly. I am out. Why did I not bring in? Oh, there they are. Ah! I found them. I am shooting for 80 tops, but we will see how much I can sell land for in a couple of years. Ooh, you're a land baron. Yes, if you can invest in land, it's a good idea. Yeah, so far so good, Bree. No guarantees though, because the strike they could start striking at any moment. All right, second item that Aunt Bananas did was India. So I have to hit select and then search and then India. There it is. All right. Second thing. Okay. Inherited dad, worked his ass off for it and died. My dad also left us with tons of land. Dad loved buying land. Although my dad got suckered into in the 1960s, early 60s, with his first wife who passed away. He bought land in Florida for like his future retirement community, and he never actually went down and looked at the land in Florida. He just purchased it, and then because it was super cheap, and then after he had purchased it, he went down on a holiday and discovered that it was just like scrubland and that there was no possible way that a development, but they had little stakes and everything in the ground and a little sign to make it look like it was legit. But in the early noughts, the big like yeah like around 2001, there was an offer from Florida, the state of Florida, to purchase the land. So it got my dad sold it back to Florida because it's now a state park in the middle of BF nowhere, scrubland in Florida. One chunk of that land was my father's. So I could have inherited it, but he decided to because could you imagine if he said no? And so basically we owned a piece of land in the middle of a state park. That would be awkward. So I don't think they offered very much, but it was definitely not like every year. I remember he used to get a bill for the property taxes, and it would be like $2.87 or something. It was so dumb. And every year he had to like get a special because at that point he didn't have a US dollar bank account, so he had to get special to go to the bank. My mom had to get a special draft in US dollars to send down every year for this $2 and something odd cents to pay. The alligators probably were included. I think it was in like it was north of Orlando, I think. Bree says my parents left me with mental health issues. He did give me that too. Gingers, hello, how are you? Peacock left us says my dad left us with a record collection. Records are hot again. I have the best stories. I don't know if I have the best stories. I just have a lot of stories. And I don't mind sharing. You could have been yeah, definitely wouldn't have. It was definitely in the northern part. Nowhere near Mara Farco. I'm gonna try to be nice. I Spy Vintage, good morning. Hi Ginger Stallhouse, how are you doing? Your brother sold it? Your brother sold the collection? Gasp. Big gasp. Okay, there's Aunt Banana's Bunches of Bargains. We got that one. And then, oh, come on. Why is it not showing all of my orders on the page? It's only showing one page of orders at a time. Oh, it is. It's only showing so many at a time. Okay, so then I have 1, 2, 3 for absolute flipping deals. 1, 2, 3 for. I love this one. Your son. Hi, Nostalgia Sue. Your son has a great collection. Like, I love this one. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so much fun to play with. It's so much fun to play with. Maybe I should just sit here and play with it all morning. JGK. Hello, welcome in. Okay. I'll stop playing with it. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Donna. Her pile is big. And then I got to go back up again. So yesterday, so I want to talk for Screaming Chicken Thrifter, cockadoodle doo. How are you? So there we go. So am I going to do another fashion raid train? I definitely have enough clothes to do another fashion raid train, but to be honest, I might just do another clothing show again soon before I go away, just to kind of clear it out. And then if I get more clothes again, I will do another show. I can't do July because I'm going to be away. It's just too close to, I think it's just after I get back home, so I won't be able to do July. So I think I'm going to do another one, just clear it out. Your girl did dollar starts, which I keep telling you don't do. But so I should have done $2 starts on most of the stuff. Sour Patch Kids, I'm going to England. My father-in-law is not well, so it's kind of like, it's probably going to be the last time my husband's going to be able to spend time with his father. So we're going for just over 2 weeks, and yeah, it's sad, but his dad should have been gone like 15 years ago. I have a feeling that I call it I say that my husband's DNA, there's something in my husband's DNA from the Holloway side that is like invincible. Like he gets injured and he just ignores it. It's like they're like the Black Knight in Monty Python, where it's like it's just a flesh wound. Come on, and he's like everything's been cut off and he's still trying to fight. I think the Black Knight is from Monty Python is a Holloway, because they can endure and survive anything. Storage share, hello. So yeah, his daddy is getting progressively worse, and so Nick wanted to go this year. Plus his mom died last year, so we'll be able to go and put some flowers at the gravesite, and he can just have a moment with his mom. and then spend some time with his dad. Oh yeah, Timeless Treasures, your show's this today. What time's your show at? Oh yeah, Timeless Treasures is doing her first show. So tell us all about it so everyone can come and join you and hang out with you. Um just I don't want to scare anyone, but there have been some trolls, but most of the time it's in the evening. And the younger and prettier you are, the more likely you are to get trolls. Unfortunately, it's probably like 1 p.m. Awesome. Okay, 1 p.m. Eastern. Oh, yeah, Timeless Treasures is going to be doing her very first show. So if anyone is available to come and pop in, please follow Oh Yeah, Timeless Treasures. She's in Marmora, Ontario, and bookmark her shows. She said in the past on here that she's from Marmora. So you are pretty. Oh yeah, Timeless Treasures is pretty and young. Not as young as some of the folks. Yes, Torrid Shear says just throw those trolls under a bridge. I agree. Um, Block. So if you are a moderator or you're a seller and you start to have people say inappropriate things, trying to troll you, trying to get you to rise to the occasion, it's the T word. Yeah, just tap, just click or tap on their little icon that's over here. Go boop on that, and then it's going to come up with a menu. And one of the things is going to be block. The other one is going to be remove from show. So you can block them and then they're done. They're done. They can't come back into any of your shows in the future, and they can't come back into the room. If you hit remove from show, it will boot them out of the room. They can come back in and watch and listen, but they cannot say anything nor can they bid on anything. So you decide what level of inappropriateness. In my opinion, if they're saying homophobic, transphobic, sexist, asking you for sexual things, then and that's not the vibe you're trying to put out there, block. Don't just remove from show, just block. And um and you can report. Sometimes it'll ask you, it depends on, I haven't tried in a while to hit block because I don't want to accidentally block someone. But just block them and they'll never be back in your show. If you're a moderator, make sure you remove them from show. And you can block them, but you'll be blocking them from yourself as opposed to blocking them from the show. So just hit remove from show and block and report. We need to report these. So if you see it and you're not a moderator, hit block and report. Yeah, Dave from Alberta says full power block, just every time block them. There are lots of people to replace them. They weren't going to buy anything anyways, so they're not valuable viewers. Just block them and get them out. You do not need that vibe in your room. Also, it is part of terms of service. Good morning, Pistachio Cowgirl. It is part of terms of service in your community guidelines, which we have to follow. In community guidelines, it says that you need to keep in control of your show. If you let stuff happen in your chat, if you let things happen in your chat that are against community guidelines, like sexist, like asking for sexual things, asking, and then homophobic, transphobic, Islamophobic, um, all the phobics, all the phobics, all those things, and you let it go on, then you yourself can get kicked off the app for letting that kind of stuff happen, because you're letting that kind of vibe into whatnot and you're letting it stay there. Now there are some people, I was watching a community chat show this morning, and they interestingly enough, it was a Christian oriented community, but they're a rough and tumble Christian oriented community. So there's a lot of F words mixed into the thing, and a lot of people, they were talking about how some people complained later that it was a Sunday show that had a Christian theme, but they were swearing throughout. But here's my advice: if you think you might um start accidentally slip out an F word or something, then what you need to do is just Put it as explicit. Just when you're scheduling your show, put it as explicit. I do it as explicit content because I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and sometimes I try not to swear. Sometimes it comes out, but also you may not like my political opinions. So if you gonna complain about my political opinions to whatnot, that's not gonna work because I put explicit content. And so if you are offended by my political opinions, I guess that comes under explicit content. And if I and Shauna Treasure Nard said Santa Bot will get it and out you. That's right. Santa Bot caught me, made me swear, and then put it on the internet for everyone to see, like the world. Everyone. It was on all their highlight reels. Me swearing twice. Actually, they put it on two different reels. Me saying, "Oh shit." I was really surprised though, and Shauna, that came to you, didn't it? Johnny Desjardins. It was the coolest thing, and I was not expecting it to sell. It was like wasn't it like $60 US or $40 US or something? It was not cheap item. I thought Santa Bot was just going to do cheap items. I had some cute little Christmassy things in there just in case Santa Bot came in, but I was like, when I saw what it was, I was like, oh, Santa Bot just gifted you. And then I looked up, and you can actually see me look up and read what it says. And then I went, oh shit. Because it was like, it was not a cheap thing. It was amazing. Pistachio Cowgirl says, I'm trying so hard not to swear because my boyfriend's mom is watching my shows. Oh dear. Isn't that horrible when you have to censor yourself because family? Thankfully, if I'm just I'm at the age of we don't care. There's there's a lady on Instagram who does these like we don't care club affirmations where like she'll say thank you for coming to today's we don't care club meeting. Today we're just going to go through all of our notes for today. We don't care about wearing bras anymore. We don't care whether our mother-in-law is upset because we swear. So you could always join that club, Pistachio Cowgirl. I'm sure if your boyfriend loves you, even though you swear, then I don't think he's gonna mind if his mother is all up in arms about it. Dave from Alberta says I should remember to do that. Been known to slip. I mean, I don't know. No one said to me I didn't come into your show because you had explicit on. So, and if you when you start on Whatnot, I don't know if it's still this way, but they had a thing where it would say just a warning, this is an explicit show, may have explicit content, and you could turn off that warning, and they probably still have that. So once you've turned off the warning once, then it'll take you into any explicit show. Storage Share says we don't swear, but we always have explicit on. We don't think our show and often even our items are appropriate for young users. Yeah, that's true too. Absolutely. Fine with me. Hello. Storage Share says explicit will not show up for young users in the recommended shows. Yeah, which is perfect. But there's very few. Whatnot has set it up so that really it's a parent who sets up the account and then a young person can use that account. So young people are able to get past that if they want to. Top Santa card sealed. Yeah, it was a really cool Tops thing. I think it was like $75 on eBay, Canadian 75. Storage Share says Pistachio Cowgirl, your show is so good. That's awesome. Jude's Closet, I have a show booked for 9:16 p.m. tonight, but may try and go earlier. I thought I was ready yesterday, but still need to prepare. I'm so nervous. You're gonna be awesome. Don't worry. You're gonna be awesome. Yes, as Storage Share says, we all get nervous, and I'm sure your show will be awesome. And you know what? If it isn't, no big deal. Your next show will be better. And then the next show after that will be better. You're going to make mistakes. 100% you're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. And I will joke, like if I screw something up while I'm running a show, I'll go, thanks so much for joining. Sorry about this. It's my first show. Cause like we all make mistakes. Records from the six. Good morning. So don't worry about it. You're going to make a mistake and just accept it. It's a way of learning. It's the best way of learning. So it's like, I will do better next time. and next time after that. And you will build, not only will you build your confidence, but you will build your business. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Build your confidence, build your business. That is what we're going to talk about. Pistachio Cowgirl says, I learned from the best, but you guys missed when I knocked over a vase and it was so loud. I swear 5 people left the show. No, Records from the Six, it's okay. No strike yet. They have not announced a vote. So we're still at 4 minutes to midnight. Records from the Six, you don't need to pay attention to drama. Just come into my show every morning and ask me and I'll tell you what's going on. If ever on a Sunday, because I always check every morning, I check and see what the news is. If ever in the morning on a Sunday I see that there's a strike, I will immediately do a pop-up show, so that everyone knows. But I think we're going to be, I don't know. We're going to have to wait. It's now in the hands of CERB. CERB's going to decide when the vote is held. And then the union members vote, and then we find out the results. And if the union members say yes, then we're all good for another couple of years. And if the union members say no, then we're probably going to be in a strike. Storage Share says, did it break? It's good luck if you break things on your show. It actually is. Jude's Closet, I'm going to be on at the same time as you. So if you're still on, I can raid into you. Someone make me remember. I need a pen so I can write Jude's Closet. Here, I will. I'm going to put it in my show. If you're still on, I'm just going to put Jude's Closet as one of my show notes. In my show. Jude's Closet. There. I put it in my show notes so I'll remember. So if you're still on, I will raid you. I'm probably going to be finishing around 9:30 or so. Style Patch Kid says to Sword Share, many of the viewers are very understanding and supportive. I did my first last week. Congratulations. And everyone was very nice. Records with success. So we should use Canada Post. Still totally up to you. I switched to Chit Chats because in my head, I'm at 4 minutes to midnight. So I switched to Chit Chats to be on the safe side. So it's totally up to you. If you can use Chit Chats, I would suggest using Chit Chats. But if Chit Chats is a pain in the butt, then you could go with Canada Post for the next couple of days. As soon as we know the vote day, that'll give us an idea. But we don't even know. They could say the vote is on Wednesday. That's what they could say today. Pistachio Cowgirl says, I'm shipping out orders with Canada Post today. Yeah. Worst would be shipping items and then having them stuck before the border. Exactly. So, yeah. Will Whatnot let us use print your own? Can't use. So, Whatnot will activate bring your own label if there is a strike. So you'll have to use Canada Post for that one. It should be fine. Because they unless they made an announcement just now. Let's look just in case. Cup W. 2 days ago. Blah, blah, blah. News. Reasons. No date yet. Let's check with Canada Post. Now we're going to put in Canada Post. Canadian government steps in. Yeah, and blah, 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 blah. Nope. No date yet. So you'll have to use Canada Post. So bring your own label will be available for Canadian customers. So yeah. And Records from the Six says, my local post office was telling me how they aren't even busy anymore since everyone learned how to use other services from the last time. Yeah, same thing in my town. So if you drop it off today, it's probably going to make it to the border by tomorrow. Like I got a package from East Ender Resales in a day. She shipped it same day. It arrived in Hastings from New Brunswick the next day. Like faster than Pure Later. So yeah, so Canada Post is really fast right now. So yeah, as Sassy Girl Keychain says, I work at FedEx and we gained a huge number of new customers. Yeah, like Chit Chats is way busier. The thing is that at least now the because it's pre strike, the people have already started to switch over um to other companies like Chit Chats and Freightcom and FedEx and UPS, etc. Um, they should be better prepared for when Canada Post does go on strike, because last time they got overwhelmed. But last time also it was during the Christmas buying season. So we had just like FedEx and UPS were like not accepting packages in certain areas because they were just so overwhelmed. So I think we're going to be better this time because it's not the holiday season. But hopefully the union members vote yes, and then we're all good. Record from the Sticks is like Atari fighting for relevance. Exactly. Um, Dave from Alberta says a relative works in major sorting warehouse for Canada Post. They've been dead for 2 months because of this. Yeah, and like the union saying we're not going to do overtime. Oh God, no overtime. What? How crazy? We're going to not do overtime when there's no overtime because there are no packages. It's like, oh dear, please don't do that. The other thing is too is that in one of the reasons to vote no that the Cup W put out, one of the reasons is that there'll be less overtime for one of the things on the 700-page list is there's going to be less overtime. Well, if overtime's so freaking important to you, why didn't you threaten to do something else and not take away overtime, which means nothing right now? It's no effect on Canada Post whatsoever. Like, stop or I'll tell you to stop again. Natalie's house, hello. Sorry, Share says, I just stopped in to say hi while I waited. Gotta go. See you all on Wednesday. Bye. Everyone follow Storage Share. Brody, good morning. Brody says, Canada Post has no bargaining power and will soon be completely redundant if they don't smarten up. The union's going to be that currently really has no bargaining power, unfortunately, because Canada Post is in such a bad position. Violets and Grace Gifts. What a lovely name. And Cali Cat. Holy, did you catch that? Or Caliclat. I didn't say that right. I apologize. That is a big fish. Is that a pike? It looks like a pike from here. A big fat one. That's impressive. Look, Shauna, can you identify that fish? It's a big fish. It looks like a pike. Natalie's house. Hi, how are you? Look at that cute little picture. Yes, a pike. Okay, I was right. It's very small. Yes, it's very cool pike. Where did you catch that? That is so cool. And look, hard water fishing. I said that the other day when somebody was talking about fishing tackle, and I said hard water, and they were like, I've never heard that term before for ice fishing. But around here, if you go into the tackle aisle, there'll be the hard water aisle. Oh yeah, Angie's this and that. Today finds out roughly how many and roughly when I get grandbaby or grandbabies. Yes, it could be twins or more. Could you imagine if it's more? Oh God, Angie. Caught in the north part of Lake Winnipeg. That is so cool. Shauna says, I've never fished it, but on my to-do list. I love ice fishing. It is so much fun. And you just you get, especially if you do it overnight, because you just hang out in a warm little cabin, except for the toilets outside. The one we had to go outside to the toilet, and I'm older, so I need to go to the toilet a lot. So Angie, I'm so excited to find out how many grandbabies. You'll be like 12 or 13, lucky 13 if it's twins. Xander and Kayla joke about 3. 101 Dalmatians. Parlor 23, welcome in. Okay, I'm slowing down on my thing here. Absolute flipping deals. Got the next one. I'm 11 if 1, 12 if 2. That's exciting. Calvin, good morning. How are you? And then 13 with ADHD got this one. And then Absolute Flipping Deals got this one, which I love. And then Aunt Banana's Bunches of Bargains got the next two, which are very cute. Look at this. I'm very excited for you, Angie. Okay, so that's the Canada Post update. We can stop talking about Canada Post unless anyone has questions about that. Because, man, I can't wait until I don't have to talk about Canada Post ever again. Um, Angie says, I'm going to reevaluate how I do my shows. I've not sold anything in over 5 shows and getting discouraged. That is tough. That is definitely tough. I've had a lot of shows where I did not sell a lot. And when I first started, I did not sell a lot. And so this is what I did. Take what you like and leave the rest. This is what I did is I started to watch my past shows and look at my lighting, what was in my background. Like, this is not a great background. This is a mess. This is not a great background. So I looked at what my background was like, what my lighting was like, how I was presenting myself. Like, was my energy up or was my energy down? Was I enthusiastic about the items or did I look like I didn't give a flying fuck about them? Um, and then I just kind of like made some notes about things that I could change. I asked some other people too that were friends that I trusted for their constructive criticism. I said, like, tell me what you think I should do. And then I tried that and I did some more sales. But then there was a slump in the summer and I got super discouraged because there's a summer slump, but that's not you. That's it is what it is. So then I just started doing fun stuff. I started to do like I just started to do trivia and some games, and I put some stuff in my buy it now, and I made it less about sales and more about just having fun. And then that made me feel more comfortable, and that made me feel comfortable. And that was what helped me was I just switched it up and I started just kind of doing fun shows. And then I said, I'm only going to do, if I do curated shows, they're going to be about things that I really love so I can talk about them. So then I started doing like the Blue Mountain Pottery 101 and the Canadian pottery classes and teaching more about that. And people started liking Canadian pottery more after they learned about it. So that that's a possibility too. But then you've also got a lot of like really cool, like you just got a whole bunch of as seen on TV stuff. So you might want to start loading those and doing some promos. And but I would say first things first, go and watch a couple of your past shows and see what your energy level was like, what your background and your lighting was like, what were people seeing? Because that's part of it. Is some people like really quiet, calm energy levels and that works for some things. But I've most of the bigger sellers that I've seen, they've got a little bit more high energy. So you got to kind of find where's your vibe that you want to have. It is not easy to find your vibe, and don't try to emulate anyone else. Comparison is the thief of joy. Say it with me. Comparison is the thief of joy. Best thing you can do is find what do you like, what works for you, what makes you enjoy the show. So when you finish the show, you're not just freaking exhausted and feeling like you had to push yourself to do it. And the other thing is have no expectation of sales. Focus on the fun, focus on the interaction with your customers, and the sales will follow from that. But think less about sales and more about how can I make this fun. That would be my recommendation. Again, take what you like and leave the rest. Always. You cannot watch show. You can watch your own past shows. You can't watch other people's past shows, but you can watch your past shows. Nostalgia Sue says, my internet is glitching this morning. Oh, boo. Wait, am I doing like robotic things? Debbie Zion says, I did that too. Funny to watch yourself on the videos. Yeah, I don't like watching myself. I don't like it. But at the same time, sometimes if I had a lot of fun in a show, I don't mind when I like leave the show on in the background to rewatch while I'm packing because, some of my jokes are funny and I actually laugh again at my own jokes. because they were spontaneous jokes. They weren't like planned. So Dave from Alberta asks, are bookmarked items um, a strong indicator or not so much? Um, they are a good indicator. They're definitely a good indicator. They're not a guarantee of sales, but they definitely are a good indicator. My recommendation is if you see that you've got bookmarks, and what does that look like? Um, so let me show you. For example, um, my free resources for whatnot sellers has 28 bookmarks. Why does that have 28 bookmarks? It's because whenever I pin that, you'll get a notification that I'm on talking about whatnot selling stuff. So people often, once I pin that, I'll start to get more people into the room because of that. So 28 people have bookmarked that so they get notified. They also, my Canada Post one has 8 bookmarks. So 8 people want to know whenever I'm going to talk about Canada Post. But in my buy it now, I think I have some things that are bookmarked. Like see, I don't have everything loaded, but there's a couple of bookmarks on a couple of things. So if I was to pin that and run a flash sale, they would get notified. So if you see bookmarks, um, pin it. So let's do that now. We're talking about selling on whatnot. So I'm going to pin it. So when you see a bookmark, pin it, talk about it, do some do something else. Like you can talk for a while about that thing, but give it like a minute before you actually run the item to give people time. If you've got a lot of bookmarks, give people time to come in, and you may have to run it a few times. Like I have some things that I've bookmarked um, as favorites on people's shows that then I don't end up going in and bidding on, but I just want to see if they sell or not. And if the price changes, like Bowswear and that kind of stuff in the US. I'm watching US market to see what happens with like Canadian pottery. Um, so I often will get notifications over and over again about the same item. So it might be the third time that you pin that and then talk about it and then run it that someone comes in time in order to buy it. And they may come in and say, "Oh, did you already run that thing?" And then you could run it again. Nostalgia Sue says, I have so much to sell. I need to get back on the wagon. Past year was rough, but I miss it. We miss you, Nostalgia Sue. Yeah, the best thing to do is just kind of go for it. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight is building your confidence and building your whatnot business and how to do that. So that will be tonight's discussion. I'll have a PowerPoint and everything. You know me. I got to have a PowerPoint made in Cambodia. Is that what that says? Yeah, made in Cambodia. Okay. I'm sending something to US, so I need to add country of origin. Angie says I was almost in tears yesterday after the show. I love doing the raid train though. People are excited who join. Yeah, again, I would say it is so tough when you don't sell, but then there were sales are hard this time of year, and remember it was Father's Day too, so there's a lot of people who were busy during that time. So like I had messages from people who had seen me go through the clothes and said like I was busy doing something with Father's Day, so I couldn't come into the show, so I missed out. So sometimes just I think consistency is going to be your friend if you can find, even if you just do half an hour half an hour 3 times a week, and just try and find 1 half-hour period you can set aside and just run a few things, and just kind of make that, find something that you can challenge yourself with that will create some consistency. I know your life is not consistent, so it makes it tough to be consistent. I'm the same way. My life is crazy. The only thing that's consistent is I do these morning shows, and sometimes I actually sell stuff during these morning shows, but most of the time I don't because I'm too busy talking. Shannon, hi, Brody. From Boglum says, I sold more last night out of my buy it now than I did in my last show, but the show that I killed, before that I killed it. So don't get discouraged. And it's also very dependent on, it's clothing is very hard. Like clothing is a challenge because you got to have, not only do you have to have the right size for the people who are watching, but you also need to have the style that they like because they're not just going to buy any old t-shirt, right? So that is so super tough. You have to have so much variety. The Crazy Bead Lady, hi, the Crazy Bead Lady. The Crazy Bead Lady yesterday was doing this really cool, I didn't get a chance to come in, I'm sorry, Linda, I was watching the raid train, but she was doing demonstration on how to make her very cool, one of a kind statement brooches. And she says, Australian buyer last night was purchasing numerous items. First item was showing $40 shipping, then zero for the next few, then suddenly $80. Oh, wow. The weight of the package must have bumped it up. So, yeah. Next time you might want to suggest to that person, if they weren't competing with anybody for the purchases, you might want to suggest doing a bundle for them. So if you run it, and you can always say, I'll run it, and if anybody is in, like, if there's no other interest, then I'll put it in your bundle, and that might save them on shipping because you're only going to do one shipping. Dave from Alberta says, is annoying ass music a must? 80s soundtrack, here we come. I know copyright, but most seem to do it. You know what? First, we'll talk about terms of service. Thank you for asking that, Dave. First and foremost, terms of service, community guidelines say you cannot play any material that has royalties or copyright on it. You cannot play music. You cannot have a movie on in the background, like, you know, if you're doing a Rocky Horror Picture Show, you cannot play the movie in the background so that people are able to watch it at the same time. You could do like a little clip, but that's it, or a little clip of the music, but you cannot do the whole thing. You have to be super careful, and there are people who will report you. One of my friends did actually play some music from a popular musician for a fun raid train, and got reported and got a letter from the company, from the recording company, telling them to cease and him to cease and desist. So like, it's not like they're not out there watching. So you can find copyright royalty free music online that you can play. Personally, I always find that unless you're using OBS, the broadcasting software, if you're using your phone or an iPad, the sound that you hear is not what other people hear. It's tinny. If you're speaking and there's music on the background, there's a tinny noise that happens, and it is forking annoying to my ears. And I don't stay in shows where there's tinny music in the background, because what your phone is doing is trying to concentrate on your voice and muffle out all the rest, and so that turns all that background music into a very tinny, annoying thing. I rarely play music. Also, I personally find music distracting when I'm selling. I cannot have music on in the background. And listen to the chat and sell the item. I can no longer walk, chew gum, and talk on my phone at the same time. Hi, Buy Now Shop 59. How are you? Crazy Bee Lady says, when I tried to edit the actual size and weight, I was getting the weight of, yes. So you change, if you are, so if I sell to, like, for, yesterday, I have one order that's going to the States. Everything was in the 4 to 7 ounce category because I weighed everything, and then I did an average and divided it and found what the average weight was, and I used that for clothing to decide what I was going to do, because I was doing a lot of random pulls and I didn't want to start moving around. So I did 4 to 7 ounces. So this person bought 11 items. So I have 77 ounces that she paid for to be sent, right? Because 7 ounces times 11 is 77 ounces. Now it's going to be less than that, but if you're doing a cross-border shipment, one of the parts of the declaration, when you do a cross-border declaration yourself, if you were shipping with the Bay or any of those others, you have to put the HS code, which is a special code for what the category of the item is. And then you have to put the country of origin, and you put the weight of the item. And that's part of them determining whether or not there's something else in there that shouldn't be in there, right? So if an empty box is only supposed to weigh 4 ounces, but suddenly it weighs 20 ounces, then they know that there's something off. Or it's to stop smuggling. It's about smuggling. So Whatnot automatically puts for all of these things. Whatnot is putting 7 ounces as the weight for each of these items. automatically, and that's not editable. So you just need to leave the weight as it is. So if it's a cross-border shipment, it won't let you edit the weight. You just leave it as it is, and then just make sure that the dimensions are correct. So you may have a shipping adjustment, but you probably won't, because it sounds like this person paid a lot. You're trying to save money for the customer. So you're trying to save money for the customer. Absolutely. However, um, whatnot's shipment is like, it is selecting the cheapest possible way to send it to them. If you use Chit Chats or Canada Post, it's finding the cheapest option to ship it to them. So it is giving them the least amount. If you had your statement, if your statement brooches, for example, weighed 10 ounces, then you would put that in the 12 to 15 ounce category, because you have to wrap it as well and make sure it's safe for delivery. So that would give you 15 ounces times, say, 10. That's 150 ounces. Yeah, sure. Maybe once you did it, some of them were lighter than other ones. And so it worked out to only 140 ounces, but that's still within that window, right, of between 120 and 150. So you're not really, if you were to reduce the weight, you wouldn't have been saving them any money. You would have actually been costing yourself an adjustment. So you did it right. Nostalgia Sue says, what happens if the Canada Post goes on strike? If Canada Post goes on strike, we will have, so one, Canadians will not be able to buy internationally while the strike is on. So we will be able to buy in Canadian shows, but we will be locked out of buying in US shows or UK shows anywhere else. But the world will still be able to buy from Canadians. Two, we will still have Chit Chats available to us, but we will not be able to generate Canada Post labels. So if we have Chit Chats nearby, we can use Chit Chats as our shipping provider, or we can use Bring Your Own Label, which is with FedEx or UPS. And if the strike date is finally announced, I will do a show in the morning this week that will be a step-by-step in what to do and how to prepare. I have done it before. I'll do it again. I'll repeat myself and do it again. I'll go through my whole slideshow and explain it to everybody. Today is not the day when I'm going to do my slideshow, because right after this, I got to go outside, empty the van of all the great stuff that I've got, and then I need to go take Romeo to the vet, drop off stuff at Chit Chats, and I also need to go and pick up stuff at an auction. Can't I do an adjustment on? No adjustment. Yeah, no adjustment. Hopefully I answered that. If you have more questions, Linda, feel free to ask. Comic Hospi, hello. Angie says, I'm loading up a jewelry show and going to postpone until I have 100 loaded. Girl, 100. Holy cow, that's a long show. If you've got 50, go with 50. Just do 50. Don't push yourself. That's the other thing. Are you pushing yourself too much? 100's a lot. 100 is a lot. If you had them all in your buy it now, that might be different. But if you're going to run auction, touch and run 100 things, that's a long show. So give yourself some grace. That's a loving recommendation. Take it and leave it. You don't have to. Beyond Hoops, what's up? K wait. K Lacos. No, look. Wait. Lacaos. Oh, I don't know. Hello. You can teach me. KB, what's up? Debbie Zion's hello. It says good to know. Crazy Bead Lady, how about I cancel her order and then resell as a bundle? Crazy Bead Lady, you're not going to save her much money on shipping. And if you cancel her order, you're going to get dinged. Your account will get dinged if you cancel orders. So, if she wants to cancel the one that was $80, that's up to her. And then you can accept that cancellation. And then she can just get the first few items, and then you can put the other item in the buy it now and see if that lowers her cost for that item. It probably will. So you could always do that. Let her cancel. If she wants to cancel, let her cancel. Give her that option. If she did do the $80 for the next one, because that's great. But if she did, then let her accept the cancellation. Tell her she has the option. You'd be happy to accept a cancellation if she would like to do a bundle, but do not do cancellation yourself. It will harm your account. Nostalgia, so you're the same as me? Oh no, you have the same problem. Hi Terry, how are you feeling, love? Oh yeah, Timeless Treasure says, can you repeat the bundling process recap? Okay, so there's different bundling. So we'll talk first about bundling items in a show when you're running items. So say I have like, I didn't do it for the clothing because I was running it at $1. So I mean, seriously, like, so say I was running a whole bunch of clothing and I was starting it at $5, and Pickles wanted a few of the items, but wanted to bundle her shipping because she lives in an area where it's expensive to ship to. Then and nobody else wanted that item, so I ran it for $5, and then it didn't sell. Pickles could say B for bundle, and then I would set that aside, put a little sticky note on it that says, okay, this is Pickles, and put that aside. And what I usually do is I have a sticky note on top of the pile that has like the item. I'll write the person's name on like a sticky note like this. I write the person's name, I write the item, and I write the starting bid because that's the price they're going to pay. And then we keep going. So the next item sells to somebody else. Thank you so much for your bid. Okay. And then the next item, I run it. It doesn't sell, but then Pickles says B for bundle. So then I go, all right, thank you. I'll put that in your bundle. I write it on the sticky note, shorts, $5. And then I grab the next thing, etc. And anytime nobody else bids on it, and Pickles says B for bundle, then I put in a bundle. Now you need to put that in your show notes and tell people that if I run something and it doesn't sell and you would like me to put it into a bundle, I'll do that for you. You need to actually teach your audience about that. So for your first show, I would skip it. It's too much to add to your plate. Don't do that for your first few shows. Do it in the future. But if somebody says to you, can you make that into a bundle? If it doesn't sell and someone says, would you be willing to bundle? Because they understand bundling already, say yes. Say yes. And that's what you do. Have some sort of piece of paper, sticky notes or whatever, and a pen available so you can write their name, the item, the price, and then put that on top of their pile and make little piles or little baskets. I sometimes if I'm doing bundles, if I'm purposely doing bundle shows, I will have a bunch of baskets around, so I just fill it with the person's basket. And then at the end, I take all that items, I add it up, the amount, I weigh it, I add weight for what I'm going to have. It's going to be for adding the shipping materials. And then I create a unique bundle. So I go to here, I hit plus, I hit create temporary item because it's going to sell and I don't need it in the future if it doesn't sell. And so I put in other, and I say bundle for Pickles, right? And I put it as buy it now, and the price is going to be $25. Don't buy this, Pickles. And then the shipping profile is going to be 3 pounds, 2 to 3 pounds. Did that come up? It didn't select it. Do not drop your phone. It does not make things up well. And then I just hit add, and then I can say, okay, Pickles, there's your bundle right now. You can buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. There's your bundle right now. You can buy it. There's your bundle. I didn't even spell Pickles right. And that's all you have to do. And then Pickles will buy it. And then you go, okay, Sally, I'm going to do your bundle now. And you have your scale beside you, which actually is currently underneath my laptop. You just put on your scales, weigh it, add the amount that you're going to need for bubble wrap and the box weight and everything like that, just like you would for your items, and then sell it. Now, the other thing is the other type of bundling is different. So we're after the show, somebody's bought a bunch of things, and the Whatnot has done the smart bundling, and there's 40 things that they bought, and it's all supposed to go in one big box because Whatnot's only put it in one big box because that's their smart bundling in Canada. In Canada, in the US, it's a little bit more smart because it goes by weight and it'll stop at a certain amount. And anyways, in Canada, not so smart. It'll just put everything in one big box. So you say, you know what? I do not want to send these anvils and this pottery in the same box. I need to split up the anvils in one box and the pottery in another box, because anvils obviously would crush anything in the box. So then what you want to do is you would go to that shipment, you would click on it in seller.whatnot.com, seller.whatnot.com. You would click on it, and then on that little bar that is the person's shipment, you click anywhere on it, and then on the right hand side, it's going to have a list of all the items. And you just want to hit unbundle shipment. And then you're going to click on the items, all that. So say it's all anvils. You click on all the anvils and you hit bundle, and that'll create a new box, a new bundle of stuff that's just the anvils. It will cost you a shipping adjustment. You get 5 free shipping adjustments per week. And so 5 free shipping adjustments. It's great. So you get 5 free shipping adjustments per week. So you would use up one of those shipping adjustments to unbundle all the anvils out of the box so that it's safer for shipping than like 20 anvils with 20 pieces of pottery. Not that I've ever sold an anvil. I know one person, Ron, sold an anvil on Whatnot. It was, but the person only bought the anvil. It was the strangest thing. I've seen an anvil, an actual anvil. It wasn't too big. It was about this big. An actual anvil being sold on Whatnot. It went by flat rate because it could fit in the box. Angie says, should I add half to buy it now? You could, yeah. And then you could always run them as auctions. So what you could do is, say you've got a piece of jewelry and normally, let's pretend this is a brooch. And normally this lovely brooch would be $40. So you put it in your buy it now at $40. And then if you want to, you could, during your show, you could run it as auction and run this for start bid of only $20 or 25 or 35 or 10 or even 5 if you want to. But you could have it in your buy it now, but then you could also run it as auction if you want to. So that also makes it possible for people to buy from you at any time, right? Like day or night. If you have stuff in your marketplace that's also in your upcoming shows, they can buy from you, and at a price that you would really like to get, like would be the fair but good price for you, as opposed to auction, which is more like bargain in it and trying to get people to bid up. But you don't want to go any lower than you can then handle. So dollar starts are not for the faint of heart. If you are a newer seller, don't do dollar starts unless you have the capital and the cash flow to be able to pay for that, because you were going to lose money. I did dollar starts yesterday because I did the calculations. I knew how much each item costs. I knew how many things I needed to sell in order to make back the money that I was going to spend, not including my time and resources. I went double. So I went past that. Did I make a lot of money? No, but I definitely made more than I managed to double the number of things that I sold, even though I did it $1. But I didn't pay that much for the items. So I was able to do that. But if you've paid $1 for an item, do not sell it for $1. If you've paid 50 cents for an item, do not sell it for $1. You are not going to make your money and your time back. Juice Closet says, I have 50 items preloaded. Will I be able to bring the unsold items over to the next show and add more? Yes, as long as Jude's Closet, if you do create a temporary listing, that it will disappear. If it doesn't sell, it will disappear after the show ends. So always create a quality listing with all the pictures and the best description you can. And here's a little hint. A lot of times people are like hesitant to do the description because it takes time to write it in. On most phones, there's a little option right here. And then you can just say, this is a beautiful brooch celebrating 4 years of good conduct, punctuality, regularity, and diligence. Made out of copper from the 1950s estimate. Size is 2 inches by 4 inches. So, okay, now this is not a good indication of this because it's continuing to listen to me. And now this is the world's longest description. But you can talk to your phone, and then all you have to do is do some quick edits of what it's typing out. And there you go. The cheater's method. I do this a lot. So sometimes if I'm doing a quick demonstration, you're going to see me use that to do it. Make sure you edit it though, because the one that I have, I need to get one that doesn't listen to my uhs and ums, because the one that I have will, if I say or or hesitate at all, it does not AI think about it. It just does exactly what I say. It just repeats exactly what I said, which is quite hilarious. Crazy Bee Lady says, maybe I can throw in a couple of extra brooches for free to help offset the extra shipping. That is very sweet of you. That is very sweet of you. But what I would do first is I want you to do go to like a company like freightcom.com or like anywhere, and just find out how much that package would cost you to ship it normally to her in Australia, because Australia is not close to us, so it is expensive to ship there, and Australians get that. They're used to it. They buy a lot from the States. They're used to high shipping costs. So I would check first to see whether or not she actually is paying more than normal. She might not be. So as sweet as that is, I think it's just a lovely note from you, explaining about how you make these brooches and how much you appreciate and love the fact that it's going to Australia will mean a lot as well. And then you can sell those brooches and make money off of them instead. But totally up to you. Totally up to you, Linda. You have such a beautiful heart. I love you. Little Piggies Clothing Company. Hello, Little Piggies Clothing Company. Pickles44 says, I appreciate bundling. Yeah, bundling in a show is really great. For a lot of buyers prefer bundling. In fact, I still have like a bundle of stuff for Melody that's like spread around my house that I have to. Yeah. Anvils. It was all I could think of in the moment. Pistachio Cowgirl. Okay. I panicked and said anvils and flutter. Good morning, Gen X Closet. Crazy Bee Lady says, so does it have to be buy it now for bundle? Can it be a bundle for auction? Yeah, you could do it either way. I usually just do it as buy it now and pin it. It just makes it easier. Sometimes I'll just, if I was just, because I'm doing it quickly on the fly, I'll just hit auction, and then I'll hit run auction and just say, okay, this is for you, Pickles. This is yours. But then someone can bid Pickles on it. I mean, that's always good. You know, someone all of a sudden decides that they really like that bundle. They could start outbidding Pickles for it. Sorry, Pickles. Would unbundle not be best for my Aussie buyer? Unbundling won't change anything that your Aussie buyer paid. If you unbundle, they're still paying the same amount of money. It just means that you probably won't have a shipping adjustment because they've already paid for the box. So I wouldn't unbundle. I would just offer to let her cancel if she feels like the shipping was high. But to be honest, Linda, if she swiped right knowing the shipping was $80, unless you said, oh, I'll try to get that fixed for you, which you can't do, so don't say that. But otherwise, if she swiped and she knew it was $80, even though it sucked, and she still bought the item, then she knew what she was doing. She was willing. And that tells you how valuable your brooches are if someone was willing to pay $80 for shipping. Vieira Destiny. Good morning. Millicent. Good morning. How are you? Boop. Allow to moderate. Buy Now Shop 59 says, bundling is great. It saves you money. You pay fees, 2.9%, but plus 30% on every item sold. Yes, for payment processing, you're absolutely right. So if you bundle 10 items, you are only paying the 2.9% plus 30 cents only. Yeah, absolutely. So 10 items normally individually would be 30 cents each. If you do a bundle instead, then you're saving $2.70. Hello, Absolute Flipping Deals. How are you? Hello, Lego and Life Advice. Oh my gosh, I love that name. Mamarazzi Finds, how are you? Good morning. I'm just gonna boop everybody. Boopity boop boop boop. I'm just booping. Hang on. Lego and life advice. What is your life advice? Um, Buy Now Shop 59 Terry says, I'm feeling better. Going furniture shopping for the shop here in a little while. I'm getting excited. I'm excited for you. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be so fun. I think his vibe is gonna be awesome. So if you don't know, Terry's husband is starting a new venture. He's gonna have a piercing and tattoo um parlor he's opening up in the Hamilton area. Oh, speaking of Hamilton area, Buy Now Shop 59 and others, there's one of the auction companies that I buy from a lot is doing an auction right now on two houses. The pickup is on the last Saturday and Sunday of June. So I can't go because I'm doing an auction that day. And the next day I'm going to be too freaking exhausted to drive all the way to Hamilton. However, you may be interested. So in the stuff that you can resell, there are some pretty freaking amazing art pieces. So if you live in the Hamilton area, message me. I think I'll put it out on the Canadian resellers group or I'll put it on the Whatnot resellers group that we already have that a few of you are in. Mama Rossi says, good morning. A vacation day always means I get to check in. Good morning. You have a vacation day. How nice. Lego and Life Advice says, just about anything. I've always paid attention to interpersonal relationships and I'm happy to help where I can. That's awesome. Bree, yes, near you. It's curated Peterborough. She's originally from the Hamilton area. So a couple of families asked for help in their downsizing. And so they have two auctions coming up. Hamilton, the first three letters of the postal code are L8P. I'm not saying, dear Whatnot, I am doing this as a go there and buy stuff to resell on Whatnot. So they have a really awesome, there's one, and then the second one is L8T. It closes on Thursday, the 26th of June. It's a long, she opens her auctions for a long time, but so it's open right now. And like, this stuff is amazing. If I like, this stuff is just absolutely amazing. Like, look at, I want to bid on this. Is that not like an amazing art skull? I love art. I love art. I love art way too much. But there's like a Murano glass egg that currently is only $25. There's amazing things. There's amazing things in here. And because most of her clientele are in Peterborough, there may be some deals to be had, is what I'm saying. Cock-a-doodle doo, Canadian Chief. Cock-a-doodle doo. Okay, I gotta catch up. Mom Rousey fun. Oh wait, back up. Okay, this stupid phone won't. Sorry, I'm trying to bump it. Pickle says I need a tattoo. You need to come and get a tattoo. Final Girl Material says that's awesome. I have a lot of tattoos and visit Hamilton a lot. Does the shop have a name yet? And Mamarazzi is close. Bree says, if you make it to Hamilton, better let me know, Kim. I'd love to meet in person. Yes, that would be so much fun. Heart Centered, it won't be this time around. I won't be able to make it, but eventually. Heart Centered Soul, hello, how are you? I'm incognito, and yes, I've announced myself. Hello, neighbor. Hello, how are you? Free Whatnot tattoos. Free Whatnot piercings. You get a big W on your cheek. In pin, those little pins. Oh, he's not doing tattoos. We have a store here, but that does tattoos, which but doesn't do piercings. Okay, so it's only piercings. Sorry. I don't know why I thought it was tattoos too. Pickle says I could use some more piercings. Buy Now Shop 59 says, I get the two biggest rooms for selling crystals, jewelry, and possibly t-shirts. Ooh, that is so awesome, Terry. Have a great day, Nostalgia Sue. I hope you have an awesome week. Yeah, a Lego Life Advice says, advice on speech to text, reread it and edit doesn't always translate. Yeah, it's kind of funny sometimes when it tries to translate me. I used to have a problem with text to speech when I was driving and I was trying to get it to give me directions and it wouldn't listen. It didn't understand my accent. So I used a really horrible fake Indian accent and then it understood what I was saying. So I was like, why is it that my Canadian accent isn't working, but my horrible Indian accent is, but that was the only way I could, for a while there, it was the only way I could get Google Maps to like give me proper directions. Cause I would say, like, take me to the GO train station and be like, okay, let's head right now to Home Depot. And I'd be like, no, that's not what I said. Oh, yeah, there you go. The shop name is spearme.com. Spearme.com. I love it. And Heart Centered Soul says, new sellers, hit allowed to moderate. Please post your shows. I'm going to forget about all about you. You can't repeat weekly, monthly, and edit in the future. Farm the bookmarks. Absolutely. Spearme.ca. Everyone check out spearme.ca. And yes, everyone tell us where you're from and what you sell and what shows you've got going on. And tonight, come and visit me. I'm going to be doing a special show. It's going to be, the topic is going to be building your confidence and building your business on Whatnot. So we're going to be talking about all things to do with helping you to feel better about going live on Whatnot. I've got PowerPoint presentation, the whole 9 yards. You know me. Final Girl Materials says, I used to be a piercer at a shop many moons ago. How cool is that? Buy Now Shop 59 says it's on IG, same name plus an online website. That is awesome. I'm very excited for him and for you. Where did I put her pile? Dear Lord above. Number 3. Okay, I am not getting through this packing, am I? Holy cow. Hang on. Okay, I got there. That's 1. That's 2. Right there. Sorry if I miss a question. The stupid phone won't let me. Thank you, Millicent. Oh, thank you, Heart Centered Soul. Yeah, what I'm trying to do. There's Shauna's Treasures and Art. She's a seller in Canada. And she also takes us fishing, which is so much fun. Because she's in New Brunswick. And so she takes us fishing, which I love. I absolutely love. Angie's this and that says, I'm in Listowel and loading jewelry up for a show later tonight or tomorrow. Bookmark and check the products out. Yes, and anything in the buy it now, buy it so you don't miss out. If you can't make it to the show, you can always pre-bid. And that's what I try to do. Is I know sometimes if there's something I really love on Whatnot, I'll put in a pre-bid because I know sometimes I'm not going to make it to the show. But if I really want that item, the only way that I'm guaranteed to get is if I put in a good pre-bid. Adding buy it now too. Awesome. Thank you, Millicent. Okay, that's number 2. Got that. And then she got 2 more things after that. Okay. Trying to also pack at the same time so that I can do 2 things at once, I hope. I'm not very good at it. Buy Now Shop 59 says, I sell mainly jewelry, but sell other items as well. Currently taking a break from selling Whatnot due to surgery and opening up a storefront. Yes, but follow, hello, Leah. Follow Buy Now Shop 59 because her shows are really awesome and she's just a sweet person. So everybody follow everyone else. Everyone follow Leah, Thrifting with ADHD. She is such an amazing person. One of the OG Canadian sellers on Whatnot. And she does really awesome curated shows. I love your curated shows. I'm good. I can still do 2. Caroline Shop, how are you? So, ask your questions, share your shows. You know what we're about. And did I pin the resources? Oh, I had them pinned, but then I had to unpin them. Sorry, because I started talking about other things. Oh, I'm going to pin this. So today is the 16th. Tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, Whatnot Sellers is going to be doing some really awesome shows at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you are, and you can, if you go up to my show notes, you'll see Whatnot Sellers at Whatnot Sellers. Make sure that you are following them and bookmark their shows. Tomorrow they are doing, here we go, follow. Sorry, tomorrow they're doing a really cool show. Why do I not have show notes? Where are my show notes? Oh my dear Lord. There we go. Is it in the bottom here? Gasp. Okay, yeah. So tomorrow they're doing how to, it's not in my show notes now, but it should have been. Tomorrow they're doing how to sell in the pets category. The pets category is exploding. And Kitty Care walks in just at that moment. Great timing. Jude's Closet is from Oshawa, Ontario, selling women's clothes and accessories. We should do a meetup in Durham region. We should definitely do a meetup in Durham region. Okay, that's 1, 2, right, 3, 4. All right, I'm good. I'm here now. Next one is Thrifting with ADHD. I'm just going to double check by going and looking at that. No, this one. Sorry, everyone. Please hold. Yes, we need to do a meetup in the Toronto area for sure. I'm waiting just to hear back from Whatnot on that. That is so weird. Oh, there it is. Video receipt. Finally found it. Weirdly enough, the order shows that it's going to be shipping, but it's not. So it is this one. Okay. I will wrap in tissue paper later. All right. That's that. Next is this one. So I double check when I'm not too sure about anything. I double check by looking. I click and then you can go and look at the video receipt of the item and double check. My 3-year-old said once, big hug from Kim. Totally getting a big hug. Totally getting a big fat lady hug. Well, not fat. Slightly overweight still. Working on it. Absolute Swing Deal says, yes, I would get, I could get the North Branch Legion. We could have a live Red Rooster chat and then go group thrifting. Yes, that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. Oh my God, look at my ridiculous setup. Extra small, 4 to 5. It's this cute little sport. As you can see, the shorts are underneath. Okay, please hold. Don't have to worry. And it's got, look at these flamingos. So size 4 to 5. Size 4 to 5 flamingo sport. That's it. Shorts underneath. So cute on top. Lunch and thrifting in Belleville. Yes. So tomorrow, lunch and thrifting in Belleville. Yes, we get to see each other tomorrow. I'm very excited. Final Girl Material says I'm out in Belleville. Wait, I have to pause here for a second. Okay. Yeah, this one is Aunt Bananas, and the other one is Thrifting with ADHD. Yes. Okay. Making sure I don't screw anything up. You're in Belleville taking care of Mama, but I'm from Toronto. Not a lot of friends here. We're going to be in Belleville tomorrow. Yeah, totally come. Tomorrow, and tomorrow morning I'm going to be, I think I'm planning on doing my show in Belleville. So because I can't remember what it is. Oh yeah. Tomorrow morning, I'm not doing my show in the morning. I will be doing my show from Belleville. So, I think the plan is to meet at Lee's. What time? We can suddenly have all kinds of weird people from the internet joining us. Okay, and then the next one, Aunt Banana's Bunches of Bargains, number 10. Are you not wanting sales right now because of leaving, or can I? Yes. Oh, yep. Go ahead. Yeah. I'm okay with sales now. I'm not leaving until I fly out July 3rd. So I will be doing a Canada Day show, and then I'll do a morning show on this. I'll do multiple Canada Day shows probably. And I'll also be doing fireworks. So if you have fireworks in your community, do a fireworks show so I can raid into you after I'm done. Or you can raid into me. The Hastings, Ontario fireworks are the best, by the way. Final Girl Material, if you want to come see really cool fireworks, our fireworks are way better. It's only an hour away, and it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. If I wasn't volunteering, I'd have everybody out on my dock in my park, and we'd have fun on the dock. But I'm volunteering that day. All right, that's Aunt Banana's Bunches of Bargains, and holy cow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Just double check. I've got that right. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Okay, so don't mind me. You have a doctor appointment? Yes, it's going to be in the afternoon, like lunch, late lunch, right? Lunchish. I have lunchish. No, I said it that way. Oh, yeah, the noise is too much. I understand that. So you can watch my show and just have it on mute. Do you think a Canadian hub like staff in Canada? They do actually. They have a Canadian team now, and so yeah, they have a Canadian team, and I think yes, eventually they will be all over. Thank you, Millicent. I love you. So yeah, so I'm flying out on July 3rd in the evening. So I'll be doing on July 3rd. I'll be doing a show in the morning, unless I'm not ready. If I'm not ready to go, then I'm not going to do a show on July 3rd. And then I will be doing a show July 4th all the way through. And if I can, I'll do a show on the 19th. I might actually, on the 19th, I have to look at the timing. We might actually be in Edinburgh waiting for our next plane then. So it's going to be fun. But I can't sell while I'm in the UK. So, and I won't be selling. I'll be doing community shows. The two, like on the 2nd and the 3rd, I won't be selling. I'll just be doing community shows because I will not have time. That's where you were born? That's so cool. My grandpa was born in Motherwell. Millicent says, begging you to eat what makes you feel good while you're there, once in a lifetime trips. Yes, I am going to be having lots of curry truck curry. I am not having mushy peas ever again. I don't like the fries, bangers and mash. I will do the full English breakfast at least once. We will definitely be doing that. I will be having a lot of curries, I think. Because I don't know, the curries are better there. I like the curries. Definitely better than black pudding. Yep, there'll be black pudding in there. I'll be doing all that. And I don't know, every day, I don't know where I'm going to be when I go live, because it might be I'm always at the house, or I might be oot and boot. Bling-a-ling, bling-a-ling. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Do you sell brooches? Because those are really pretty brooches. Okay, no haggis. No haggis at all. Yorkshire pudding. I love Yorkshire pudding. That was the one thing that my grandmother was like amazing at making. She used real lard. Hello, how are you, bling-a-ling? I love the statement piece you have there. Yes, I don't want to get. The last time I went to England, I got sick after. I was sick for a while afterwards. So 4. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. There we go. Figured it out. Shepherd's pie. Is that English? Shepherd's pie is gross. Shepherd's pie is gross. My mother made it really bad. Bring me flakes back. Yes, you can get flakes at the English store. But yes, if you don't know, in England, when you get like a soft serve ice cream cone, you ask for a 99, and then they add a chocolate flake, which is it's like a really cool flaky bar of chocolate that they stick on top. It's like a stick of chocolate. It is so yummy to order a 99. And they also can add this like red drippy stuff that kind of is raspberry tasting. I can't remember what they call that. It kind of looks like blood's dripping down though. But we had, for our wedding 10 years ago, for our wedding celebration there, we got a local church hall. It was very casual. We got a Celtic Celtic music band to come. That turns out two of the players had played on a CBC cross the ocean kitchen party between Newfoundland and Bristol. They did a live kitchen party with two bands playing in the kitchen in the two areas. So we had a kitchen party, as Canadian as I could possibly think, with fun music and dancing and everything. And we hired a ice cream truck to come, and the ice cream truck served up ice cream, and it was like one of the hottest days. It was so great. At Go With The Flow. Ooh, hello. Draz is on. Good morning. How are you? I stayed with low carb for the Hawaii trip 2 decades ago, and I'm still mad I did. Good morning, Go With The Flow. How are you? How is everyone doing? Draz is amazing. Everyone follow Draz. I love Draz. Okay, that is it. Now it's Thrifting with ADHD. Got the first 4 things, and yeah, the first 4 things. I don't know why it's showing me that, because it's in transit. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 things are, there we go. That's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4 goes in this pile. Ha! All right. So I might actually do I might, if I get back in time and I feel okay after Romeo, I might do a pop-up kids clothes show, but I think I should probably plan ahead for that instead, just so that everyone's available. So maybe not tomorrow. So, oh yeah, I have to move this. Okay, I'm going to move my morning show. It's going to be not morning. Meet up in Belleville, and I'm going to change it to 1:30 p.m. Community, education, business, gifts, actually, deal hunting, antique vintage home decor. And what else am I missing? Oh, auction update. There we go. Yes, everyone please follow Draz. Draz is amazing. I love her, and she gives really good information about shipping. She has really good information about shipping for US sellers. Duchess Thrifts, hello, how are you? Oh, you're gonna be available at 11? Okay, we'll figure it out. We shall chat offline. Pink Vintage Market Co., how are you? That is the cutest little picture. I love it. Final Grow Material says I'm totally gonna try to come, just depends on my appointment. Awesome. I think we're aiming for like 1-ish. I have a meeting in the morning. I have a coffee meeting in the morning. And then I'm gonna head out. So and then my daughter's gonna be here, so she's gonna look after the dogs in the afternoon. And it's already 11:30. Holy crap, how did that happen? All right, I got all of my stuff wrapped nice and pretty. Although I don't know where I put the first couple of pieces. I put them somewhere safe. God help me. Hi, my name is Kim. I'm totally a mess this morning. So we're going to rate into someone. I'm going to check and see who's on, who's in. I'm just going to start with the community category. So I will start with community and see who we've got. Community, there it is. So feel free to share your shows. Last chance to share your shows and ask questions. Don't worry that I say I'm about to raid, because if you have a question, ask it. I'm happy to stop and answer that question. I have the time. I do not need to go out. Yeah, okay. Oh dear. Another person who's driving their vehicle and on what, while they're on whatnot. Thankfully, nobody is in the show. Please don't do it. It's against terms of service. Aunt Billy, hi. Trivia on Sunday night. All are welcome. Yay, trivia. C. Dunlap, how are you? Jude's Closet is on tonight at 9:16 p.m. Everyone, put out your emojis. If you're a seller and you want follows, put out your emojis. And if you don't want follows, then don't put out your emojis. And yeah, I can't watch that. That is just not okay. Um quick lunch live. Someone's having lunch. Okay. This is dear whatnot folks. This is not TikTok. So Dawn, morning. Hi, how are you? Final Girl Material. Buy now, shop 59. Quinn B, just a big thank you. I learned so much from you. How was your first show? Or your first few shows? I saw you were on the other day. I didn't get a chance to come in. There's Pink Vintage Market Co., 5 Acre Primitives. Mimics 55 is always a hot mess, but wonderful hot mess. Duchess Thrifts, Aunt Billy. Yay! Look at all the emojis. I love all the emojis. I guess it's part of the entertainment. You know what? If you don't like my vibe of being a hot mess, then that's okay. You can go somewhere else. All right. I don't see anyone that I'm comfortable with sending you to because I don't know. Ooh, here we go. Brand new seller. First show. It just popped up. My first show. Canadian Flames something. So guess where we're going? We're going to a first show. We're going to show some love and support and let that person know that they are totally welcome on Whatnot. And Canadian Flames Stone. Angie's this and that. I love all those emojis. Mimics. I love the emojis. I love them. I love them. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into a first show. Let's put up a whole bunch of emojis, spam the chat, and show love to this person who's doing their very first show, and it looks like they need some help and just some love. Love you guys so much. Thank you, Millicent. Love you. Everyone have a great day.